There's no place in the world like New York City. It's where I grew up and where Puffco was born. But 7 years ago, we risked it all, moving ourselves and the company to Los Angeles. At the time, we couldn't see any future trying to grow a business in the city with its history of strict laws and intense policing. Now, just 4 years out from legalizing recreational use, New York City is quickly becoming one of the leading cities in the country for public consumption, alongside a fast-growing and hungry market. To get the full picture of just how far things have come, we had to go back to where it all started. I haven't been here since we literally moved out of Brooklyn. Get ready for this view, boys. Holy shit. All of our dreams were discussed on this rooftop. Every conversation, LA, the peak, the memories are coming back so hard. It's so nuts. Yeah, take a look. This is insane. Come here, I'm gonna show you something. There is a video saying something like coming soon, and it is the flame of a torch going out. And that was our teaser for the peak. Like, this brick wall is the backdrop. I think it was painted black. I can't believe I'm back here. It's so crazy. No fucking way. I mean, I know it's old because it's the hashtag Puffco. Wow. That's crazy. The most unlikely outcome. It all worked out. Growing Puffco from New York City was one of the biggest challenges of my life. And it wasn't just a business challenge, it was an emotional one. You're constantly confronted with the stigma professionals carry about the space. So as I try to hire the most brilliant people I can find to get into this company and help us build out our dreams, we found that many of them would say, sorry, I'm too embarrassed to work in cannabis. If they would work with us, they'd treat us like maybe a criminal organization where they wouldn't take us seriously or they wouldn't give us their best work. You had to know things back in the day. It doesn't matter as much today, but you had to know to, like, if you're gonna go into the subway, you have to keep any of your in your pockets, because as soon as you go down there, they might be searching your bags and you're gonna get jammed up.
You know, I used to see people just getting stopped and searched back in the day, you know? I would be smoking a joint and I'd watch someone across the street getting their bag searched and have to like kind of scurry along to not get caught, you know? So now to see everyone's just freely smoking and walking the streets in New York, you know, just that vibe, you know, it's becoming a lot more normal. People are a lot more comfortable with it.
I felt like eventually cannabis would change here, that you'd be allowed to use it. I never thought New York would be the leading city in the country where you can consume anywhere you can smoke cigarettes. It's beautiful to see. Like, I left New York because we could not build a cannabis business here. And now it seems like one of the safest places to be a cannabis user. You know, New York City is my home. There's very few places that you can walk outside and within a block be at a coffee shop. And on the way there, catch a couple of your friends smoking outside and strike up a conversation. New York, to me, is the best American city. New York isn't an easy place to live. You have to love it to be there. And if you're there and you love it, it is the freest you will ever feel. I've often said that New York is a custy, aka consumer market. It's not a place that has many manufacturers. And the reason for that is because it's been so insanely criminalized. You'd think New York is this liberal, progressive city, but when you look at the cannabis laws, just going back about 5 years, it was extremely criminalized to use and significantly more criminalized to produce. Going back to New York and seeing companies like Evolve 710 and Santa Hash and Marijuana Talk Gardens and Foo Farms, I'm starting to see real New Yorkers and people generally from the tri-state area actually bring incredible terps to the table. And it seems like New York is shifting from being a consumer market to being a thought leader market, where they're actually showing how things should go in other states.
I've been, you know, doing this for my whole life, it feels like now. I got into like, you know, concentrates and stuff like that probably around like 2014, 2013, so pretty early. And then, yeah, I pretty much watched it grow from like making my own concentrates like in a tube in my friend's backyard to now like seeing like the finest of the finest stuff come around. And it's pretty cool, you know, to see how much like the rec market has changed everything and brought it to the customers, you know what I'm saying?
This is going to be one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive market in the world. Like New York has that respect and could be that monster if it lets it, you know?
Totally.
So, you know, I would expect in 10 years we're having a completely different conversation. People fly in here because it's that important to get hash from a New York spot, right? From somebody who's been doing it for timeless amount of, you know, years, but it just, we're at the infancy right now still.
New York is leading in community, and you see that when you're at Washington Square Park. You see all the different types of people coming through and consuming. Everyone across the board is in the same place at the same time, eager to engage in the same thing. And when you see the alliance and the organization of that community, it becomes very obvious that it's different from every other place we've been to. New York is excited about the future of cannabis. The craziest part of going from the office to Washington Square Park a couple of days later was the undeniable feeling of change that I had experienced since I had last left that office. And actually, it wasn't just the space that gave me that feeling, it was me. It was Chelsea, it was Avi, it was our entire crew. The people we are today are not the people who left that office. We had grown a ton. And the same is true for the community in New York. It wasn't this underground, highly gated scene that it was when we had left. We have grown so much as a people and as a community and as a culture since 2017. It made me feel like our best days are still ahead of us. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already, and hit that like button if you enjoyed the content. See you next time.